Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Maisara from Group 2, and here's are my team members Josh, Jian, Sarah, Afika, and Tivena. Today, our group will be presenting a strategic analysis of Nestle Malaysia. I'll begin by sharing the current situation of the company, including its market position and key developments. Nestle Malaysia has shown resilience in recent years, recovering strongly in 2022 with a 7.2% increase in revenue to 6.88 billion and maintaining growth in 2023 with 7.5 billion. However, in 2024, performance declined due to inflation, reduced consumer spending, and global tension, with revenue falling to 6.2 billion. Despite this, the company remained profitable and continued paying dividends. So strategically, Nestle focused on innovation, sustainability, and digital transformation, guided by a vision to improve life through food and a mission to lead in nutrition and wellness. So its objective and policies aim to ensure long-term growth, customer engagement, and responsible business practices.
Alright, my name is Leo Joshan, and I'm gonna start by providing an overview of Nestle Malaysia Corporate Governance Framework. Our governance approach aligns with the Malaysian Code on Corporate Governance 2021, the Bursa Malaysia listing requirements, and the corporate governance principles set by Nestle SA. The board of directors includes independent non-executive directors, non-independent non-executive directors, and executive directors. Together, they are responsible for setting strategic direction, approving major decisions, and monitoring performance across sustainability, ethics, and risk management. Supporting the board are several key committees, which are the Governance, Nomination and Compensation Committee, the Audit and Risk Committee, and the Compliance Steering Committee, each playing a critical role in detailed oversight. Alright, next is about the governance structure. The governance structure is organized with clear accountability lines. Shareholders exercise their rights during general meetings, including appointing the board. The board is led by a non-executive chairman who is independent of the CEO, ensuring separation of powers and stronger checks and balances. The executive leadership team, headed by the CEO, implements the strategies approached by the board. This is supported by the Compliance Steering Committee, which oversees policy execution and training. Below this level, senior management and business units manage daily operation, all of which are subject to regular internal and external audits, risk assessment, and ESG review. This layer structure is designed to create a system of robust checks and balance that sustain long-term value and stakeholder trust.
3.0 Internal Environment Strengths and Weaknesses. There are 10 strengths. Firstly is robust governance framework and ethical culture. Strong board leadership and diverse composition. Next is comprehensive risk management and internal control system. Commitment to sustainability and ESG integration. Next is focus on nutrition, health and wellness. NHW. Strong employee engagement and talent development. Effective stakeholder engagement, well-established compliance program, and lastly is advanced internal audit function, and lastly financial prudence and stable performance. For the weaknesses, there are also 10 weaknesses. Firstly is reliance on the global Nestle SA standard. Potential for over-standardization. Next is complexity of internal reporting structures. Maintaining internal control effectiveness across a large group. Cybersecurity vulnerability, ongoing threat. Managing conflict of interest, disclosure. Talent retention in a competitive market. Continuous adaptation to evolving regulatory landscape. Second last is integration of acquired entities. And lastly, dependence on internal audit for risk assurance.
Hi, my name is OGN and I will present about the external environment, opportunity and threats. In this slide, I will list out the opportunity and threats. So start with the opportunities. There are health conscious market growth, government's ESG and food security support, digitalization and e-commerce expansions, ethical and sustainable branding preference, local manufacturing advantage, CSR, enhancing brand equity, product transparency regulations, and lastly, strategic partnership for ESG and rights. Continue with the threats. The first one is geopolitical issues and social media boycotts. Inflation and weakened consumer powers, supply chain disruptions, cybersecurity threats, rising competitive and climate change impact, and evolving consumer trends has lastly trade restriction and sanctions.
I'll briefly walk you through Nestle Malaysia's key strategic alternatives derived from the TAOS matrix. Firstly, Nestle can leverage its strong ESG and cost efficiency to offer affordable healthy products like low sugar Milo and mini Nescafe sachets targeting health conscious and middle income groups. Next, it can innovate with locally inspired products like plant-based rendang meals using its expertise in R&D and D and nutrition. To strengthen its supply chain and support food security, Nestle can form strategic alliances with local agriculture producers and regulatory bodies, also working with the government on sustainability certifications and health campaigns builds trust and positions Nestle as a responsible leader. Digitally, Nestle should scale ESG products through secure e-commerce partnerships using AI and personalization to protect and engage consumers. Lastly, in response to threats, Nestle should localize leadership to retain talent and decentralize supply decisions to improve responsive during disruptions. Next, recommended strategies. Based on these alternatives, we recommend three core strategies. First is cost leadership. This includes offering value for money, healthy food supported by localized talent development and agile decision making to stay efficient during inflation. Second, product differentiation. Nestle should continue to lead in innovation by offering plant-based sugar-reduced products while enhancing its ESG story through digital platforms and co-branded campaigns. Third, strategic alliances. Building partnership with local suppliers, technology firms, and government and agency will enhance Nestle's ESG impact, secure its supply chain, and improve its public image. Together, these strategies position Nestle as a cost-effective, health-focused, and socially responsible market leader.
Hi, my name is Sarah Faizana with Abdul Latif. My metric number is 22122094. So for the implementation, action plans for Nestle Malaysia strategies. Today I will briefly present Nestle Malaysia's action plan for three key strategies, which is cost leadership, product differentiation, and strategic alliances and joint ventures. For cost leadership, the plan focuses on offering affordable products like low-sugar Milo and Nescafe. The steps include market research, developing the product portfolio, launching marketing campaigns, and monitoring product performance, aiming for completion by end of 2025. For the strategy number two, product differentiation strategy, it aims to develop plant-based and low-sugar products. Key actions include R&D, formulating a marketing strategy, launching the products, and collecting feedback. It goes to launch by Q1 2026. Lastly, strategic alliances and joint ventures will strengthen Nestle's supply chain through partnerships with local suppliers. This involves identifying suppliers, negotiating contracts, integrating them into the supply chain, and monitoring performance, all aimed for completion by mid-2026. So these action plans will ensure that Nestle Malaysia stays competitive and meets market demands effectively. For the next slide is evaluation and control for Nestle Malaysia strategies. So the first one is leadership strategy. The assumptions is Nestle maintains competitive pricing while ensuring quality, targeting affordable products like Milo and Maggi. The evaluation KPIs include cost effectiveness, sales data, and customer feedback. Quarterly reviews will adjust strategies based on market performance. Next, product differentiation strategy. The assumption is focused on health-conscious products, leveraging R&D for plant-based, low-sugar options. Evaluation KPIs include sales growth, customer engagement, and brand awareness. Continuous monitoring through CRM system with quarterly reviews. And lastly, strategic alliances and joint ventures. The assumption is strengthen local supply chains and sustainability through local partnerships and NGO collaboration. The evaluation KPIs focus on supplier performance, cost reduction, and delivery timelines. Quarterly reviews will assess the impact on supply chain efficiency and sustainability.
Okay, here's our Q&A session. Now that we covered the big picture of Nestle current position, Josh, I'm curious, how does corporate governance actually help the company handle both internal challenges and external threats?
That's a great question. So, corporate governance ensures that Nestle has proper oversight and accountability mechanisms, which are crucial when responding to issues like regulatory changes or public scrutiny.
Internally, it also strengthens transparency and support decision making, especially in areas like cybersecurity and risk management. So governance acts like as a backbone that holds the strategy together.
So, based on the external environment we discussed, things like inflation and shifting consumer trends, how realistic are our proposed strategy in addressing this pressure?
Very realistic. So the strategies align with both consumer demand and operational capabilities, such as cost leadership for affordability and digital expansion to meet online consumption habits.
Plus, our implementation plan includes performance tracking and flexibility, which allows Nestle to respond quickly if market conditions shift. That gives the strategies both direction and adaptability.
I also added I also added that the strategies reflect what Nestle is already equipped for, like strong local production and brand trust, which makes execution more practical, not just theoretical. With those foundations already in place, Nestle can move forward faster with less resistance. Question 3, looking at everything we have discussed, what do you think is the most important factor Nestle must focus on to stay competitive in the long term?
In my opinion, it's a brand trust. With social media and global attention, any mistake can spread fast. Nestle needs to consistently invest in ESG efforts and community engagement to maintain its reputation.
I had also say innovation is key, especially in creating healthier and more sustainable products. Nestle must continue to evolve with consumer expectation to remain a market leader.
On top of that, I believe digital transformation is crucial. Strengthening Nestle's online presence and supply chain systems will help the company adapt quickly in an ever-changing environment.
Okay, from our discussion, it's clear that Nestle's future success relies on strong governance, adaptable strategies, and a deep understanding of both internal strengths and external pressures. By staying responsive, innovative, and socially responsible, Nestle Malaysia is well positioned to navigate challenges and create long term value. That concludes our presentation. Thank you everyone for the thoughtful questions and responses.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.